The equator cuts through a world that almost no map can fully contain. More than 17,500 islands, active volcanoes, and forests that have never known silence. Indonesia is not a country in the way we usually think of one. It is an archipelago of civilizations, where each island has developed its own language, its own rituals, and its own way of looking at the sky and the sea. On this journey, we'll travel slowly, without rushing. We won't be chasing rankings or ticking off attractions. Instead, we'll be searching for something much harder to find. Places where nature remains unspoiled, where history can still be touched, and where people and the environment have found an ancient and remarkable balance. From the most biologically rich seas on Earth, to the ash-covered plains of volcanoes, to temples that have withstood the passage of centuries, this is the Indonesia you never expected. Bali is a unique cultural microcosm, a Hindu enclave where spirituality extends far beyond prayer, shaping the landscape itself, the architecture, and everyday life. The beating heart of this philosophy is found in Ubud, the island's cultural center, where art blends seamlessly with the surrounding jungle. Just beyond the town, the vegetation opens to reveal one of humanity's greatest expressions of harmony with nature, the Tegal-lalang Rice Terraces. These emerald amphitheaters are far more than farmland. They are living works of art, constantly changing with the seasons, sustained by the Subak irrigation system, a cooperative water management network dating back at least to the 11th century, recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. The Subak embodies the Balinese philosophy of Tri Hita Karana, the enduring pursuit of harmony between humanity, nature, and the divine. Water flows from one terrace to the next through channels carved into the rock, while small wooden temples mark each junction like sacred guardians watching over its journey. Moving toward Bali's southwestern coast, the embrace of the forest gives way to the power of the Indian Ocean. Here, atop a rugged outcrop of volcanic rock battered endlessly by the waves, stands Tanah Lot Temple. At high tide, the sea completely surrounds the sanctuary, cutting it off from the mainland and transforming it into what seems like a floating spiritual fortress. At sunset, when the temple's dark silhouette stands against a sky fading from orange into violet, the deeper meaning of this place becomes clear. A stone sentinel protecting the island, where the world of humankind meets the timeless mystery of the sea. Leaving Bali's vibrant shores behind, we travel to the far eastern reaches of the archipelago, where human presence becomes increasingly rare and nature reveals itself with primeval intensity. Raja Ampat is a primordial kingdom, a galaxy of islands and islets scattered across an ocean that preserves some of Earth's most extraordinary geological secrets. The unmistakable symbol of this region is Wayag. Imagine a vast seascape dotted with hundreds of limestone domes cloaked in dense tropical vegetation. These ancient fossil coral formations, sculpted by wind and water over millions of years, rise from the sea like giant emerald mushrooms suspended above the water. The surrounding ocean glows with almost surreal colors, shifting seamlessly from pale, crystal-clear turquoise in the shallows to a deep, mesmerizing cobalt blue. Beneath this tranquil surface lies Raja Ampat's greatest wonder, the beating heart of the Coral Triangle, the region with the highest concentration of marine life ever recorded on Earth. Swimming here is like entering a living cathedral, home to more than 1,700 species of fish and over 75% of all known coral species on the planet. More than 600 varieties in a single stretch of ocean. Clouds of tiny tropical fish move in perfect unison among the coral reefs, while majestic oceanic manta rays glide silently through the blue. It is an ecosystem that has remained astonishingly intact, a biological sanctuary offering a glimpse of what the oceans once looked like before humanity learned to exploit them. At the geographical and historical heart of Java stands a city that safeguards the cultural and spiritual memory of Indonesia, Yogyakarta. This ancient sultanate, still active and deeply respected today, remains a refined center for preserving traditional arts, from shadow puppet theater to the intricate craft of batik. The true greatness of this region lies in the remarkable coexistence of two of Asia's most magnificent monuments, built only a short time apart and standing just a few kilometers from one another. The first is Borobudur, the largest Buddhist temple in the world. Seen from above, this colossal monument of volcanic andesite stone resembles an enormous three-dimensional mandala, a cosmic diagram linking Earth to the heavens. Built between the 8th and 9th centuries, Borobudur was eventually swallowed by volcanic ash and dense vegetation, remaining hidden for centuries until it was rediscovered in 1814 by the British governor of Java. Today, walking its concentric galleries means following more than 5 kilometers of exquisitely carved reliefs before reaching the upper terraces, where 72 bell-shaped perforated stupas shelter statues of the Buddha in meditation. Only a few kilometers to the east, the landscape changes dramatically with the soaring spires of Prambanan, the largest Hindu temple complex in Indonesia. While Borobudur spreads outward, echoing the stability of the earth, Prambanan reaches dramatically toward the sky. At its center stands the towering temple of Shiva, flanked by the shrines of Vishnu and Brahma. Crossing the narrow strait that separates Bali from its neighboring island brings us to Lombok, a land defined by astonishing geographical contrasts. Along the island's northwestern coast lie 3 tiny islands floating on crystal-clear waters, the Gili Islands. Here, time seems to slow down thanks to one visionary decision: the complete absence of motor vehicles. From the idyllic beaches, the eye is naturally drawn inland to the towering presence of Mount Rinjani, Indonesia's second highest volcano. Climbing toward its summit is a journey through multiple ecological zones, from dense equatorial rainforest to barren fields of volcanic ash and black rock. At an elevation of 3,726 meters, reaching the crater rim reveals a landscape of breathtaking grandeur: the immense caldera surrounding Lake Sagara Anak. That lake exists because, in 1257, a catastrophic eruption of global significance emptied the volcano from within, leaving behind this enormous basin. If there is one place on Earth that embodies the idea of a wild and ancient natural frontier, it is Sumatra, the 6th largest island on the planet. This immense land is a remarkable blend of dramatic geology, extraordinary biodiversity, and cultures that remained isolated for centuries by formidable natural barriers. In the island's northern heart lies Lake Toba, the scar left behind by one of the greatest geological events in Earth's history. Around 74,000 years ago, a colossal volcanic eruption triggered a global catastrophe, altering the planet's climate and, according to some theories, bringing humanity to the very edge of extinction. Today, that immense caldera is filled by a vast, silent lake with Samosir Island rising at its center. This island is the ancestral homeland of the Batak people. Their traditional houses, with distinctive saddle-shaped roofs resembling the hulls of great ships suspended above the landscape, reflect an unbreakable bond with their homeland, where the pride of a warrior culture has gradually merged with deep spirituality and extraordinary hospitality. Traveling northwest, volcanic rock gives way to the rainforest of Gunung Leuser National Park. Here lies Bukit Lawang, the gateway to one of the richest and most endangered ecosystems on Earth. Crossing the Bahorok River leads into a jungle where colossal trees and thick vines form a dense green canopy that blocks out much of the sunlight. This is the realm of the Sumatran orangutan. Watching a mother move gracefully through the treetops while holding her infant close is a profoundly moving experience. In their intelligent, dark eyes, it is impossible not to recognize a reflection of ourselves, a powerful reminder of why these last great wildernesses must be protected. Continuing eastward along the Lesser Sunda Islands, we arrive at Flores. Often overlooked as little more than a transit stop, this rugged, mountainous island is home to one of the archipelago's most mysterious and spiritually significant geological wonders, Mount Kelimutu. At the summit of this volcano lie 3 crater lakes side by side, each with a different and constantly changing color. Without warning, their waters can shift over time from turquoise blue to emerald green, then to dark brown, black, or even brick red. From the sacred peaks of Flores, our gaze naturally turns westward to the neighboring archipelago, where the landscape changes completely, becoming dry, rugged, and primordial. This is Komodo National Park, a chain of volcanic islands covered in open savanna and scattered palm trees, a world far removed from the image of the tropical rainforest. Here, time itself seems frozen in the age of the dinosaurs. These islands are the last refuge of the Komodo dragon, the largest living lizard on Earth, the final surviving representative of a lineage of giant monitor lizards that has ruled these lands for millions of years. Moving with deceptive calm that conceals explosive speed, the Komodo dragon reigns over this fragile and unique ecosystem. Here, you'll also find one of the world's very few pink beaches, where pale sand is naturally tinted rose by microscopic fragments of red coral washed ashore by the waves, creating an unforgettable shoreline in soft pastel colors. To truly understand modern Indonesia, we need to pause our exploration of natural wonders for a moment and step into the striking contrasts of its capital, Jakarta. This vast metropolitan area, home to more than 40 million people, is one of the largest urban regions on Earth, a sprawling landscape of asphalt, concrete, and glass where the future collides with the past every day. In the northern district of Kota Tua, 17th century Dutch colonial buildings still stand beneath the shadows of modern skyscrapers, preserving the memory of the era when the Dutch East India Company controlled the global spice trade from this very city. In the coming years, Indonesia's administrative center will move to Nusantara, the ambitious new capital, now under construction in the forests of Borneo, a bold urban experiment marking the beginning of a new chapter in the nation's history. Our journey now leads to eastern Java, a region shaped by dramatic volcanic landscapes where the earth reveals its inner power with extraordinary intensity. The first stop is the vast caldera of the Tengger Massif. Here stretches the famous Sea of Sand, from which the smoking cone of Mount Bromo rises. At sunrise, this landscape becomes a timeless natural stage. Morning mist settles across the floor of the caldera, leaving volcanic peaks floating like islands in an ocean of clouds, while the first sunlight paints the landscape in shades of gold and pink. Before reaching the island's eastern tip, the hillside city of Malang offers a refreshing splash of color. Known for its mild climate and tree-lined avenues lined with elegant colonial architecture, Malang is home to one of Indonesia's most remarkable examples of community-led urban renewal, Kampung Warna-Warna, the colorful village. Continuing farther east, the road reaches the coast of Banyuwangi, the historic gateway to Bali, and the starting point for one of the world's most demanding and visually spectacular volcanic hikes, Kawah Ijen. The ascent begins in complete darkness, but after reaching the crater rim and descending inside, an extraordinary natural phenomenon comes into view. Superheated sulfur gases escape through cracks in the volcano and ignite as they meet the oxygen-rich air. Some of the sulfur condenses into glowing liquid streams that flow down the rock like lava from another world, burning with an electric blue flame that illuminates the night. At sunrise, the flames fade to reveal an immense turquoise acid lake, breathtaking in its beauty, yet deadly in its chemistry. The largest acidic crater lake on Earth, with a pH close to 0. Within this almost otherworldly landscape unfolds a deeply human story. Every day, local miners brave toxic, corrosive fumes with little protective equipment, carrying heavy loads of solid sulfur by hand from the crater's fumaroles. Leaving the shores of Java behind, our route turns toward the geographical center of the archipelago, where an island rises from the sea, Sulawesi. This remarkable land lies east of the famous Wallace Line, the invisible boundary separating Asian wildlife from that of Australia. Because it remained isolated from the surrounding continents for millions of years, the island became an immense evolutionary laboratory where nature followed entirely unique paths. The symbol of this extraordinary uniqueness can be found at the island's northern tip, within the dense jungle of Tangkoko Nature Reserve. Hidden among these ancient trees lives the spectral tarsier, one of the smallest and most unusual primates on Earth. Barely 10 centimeters long, this tiny nocturnal hunter is the world's only exclusively carnivorous primate. It possesses remarkable adhesive fingertips and enormous eyes that, relative to body size, are the largest of any mammal on the planet. Nearby, the forest is also home to large families of crested black macaques, rare primates with glossy black fur and amber-colored eyes that move noisily through the treetops in highly social groups. Our journey across Indonesia comes to an end here, yet it feels as though we've only scratched the surface of an entire continent of water, land, and spirit. From the sacred rice terraces of Bali to the underwater world of Raja Ampat, from the temples of Yogyakarta to the volcanic craters of Java, from the rainforests of Sumatra to the nighttime jungles of Sulawesi, every island tells a different story, and every story is a reason to return. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next adventure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.